You are worshipping the idols and the statues which you make with your own hands. Do you know what it means? And this is not only in one place. In umpteen places, Quran quotes this. وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمُ اتَّبِعُوا مَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ قَالُوا بَلْ نَتَّبِعُ مَا وَجَدْنَا عَلَيْهِ آبَاءَنَا أَوَلَوْ كَانَ الشَّيْطَانُ يَدُعُّهُمْ إِلَىٰ عَذَابِ السَّعِيرِ. Yes, of course, it's still. So what we do is we follow the traditions and norms coming from our father. Oh, this had been having from forefathers, That's what we have seen. Carry on that customs and norms, nothing to do with Islam. It's the Islam, just simply cultural baggage. And that's how the Islam gets diluted. Because we ought to follow Islam, not the culture which is rampant in our society. Oh, these sort of things have been happening for the forefathers, therefore we will do it. It has nothing to do with it. Islam has nothing to do with it. Look at our forefather, what he did. Ibrahim alayhi salam, he questioned and he even left his father and left his place. That I am leaving this place now. What you are doing is wrong. Similarly, we have got every right to question our parents. If these things in the name of Islam, all these cultural things, cultural practices are rampant in our society, in the name of Islam, has nothing to do with Islam, nothing to do with the spirit and the ruh of Islam, and yet we keep on practicing in the name of Islam. When we reach there, then we will find out, oh my God, قل هل ننبئكم بالأخسرين أعمالا الذين ضل سعيهم في الحياة الدنيا وهم يحسبون أنهم يحسنون صنعا. We keep on doing the things in the name of religion, in the name of Islam. Nothing to do with Islam or nothing to do with the religion. When we reach there, we will find it out. Because we thought we are doing right. When we reach there to Yawm al-Hashr, there's nothing to do with Islam. What? But that's what I thought. Well, keep on thinking. So that's what it means. Negation of anything coming from other than Quran and Sunnah, nothing to do with it. I have nothing to do with it. Does it make sense? So criteria is only Quran and Sunnah, not our forefather and custom and norms and traditions which had been happening. Now then Quran says, إِنَّمَا حَرَّمَ عَلَيْكُمُ الْمَيْتَةَ وَالدَّمَ وَالْحَمَ الْخِنْزِيرَ وَمَا أُحِلَّ بِهِ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ فَمَنِ اسْتُرَّ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ فَلَا إِثْمَ عَلَيْهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Suddenly Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it unlawful, haram, on you, the dead, the blood, and the flesh of the swine or pork, and the animal which has been slaughtered on the name other than Allah, even on name of the Pir Sahib and Buzurg Sahib, and in our part of the subcontinent, Bade Pir Miyan and Chote Pir Miyan and all sorts of God knows better what happens. All those big scholars' name of Buzurg, they are scholars and Buzurg all right, but slaughtering in their name is haram. فَمَنِ اسْتُرَّ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ. So the one, Baghin means rebellious. Bagawat, we call in our Urdu word as well. Bagawat, ye baghi hai, he's a rebel. So that's what it means. The one who is rebellious, that means willingly actually. So he's eating the pork or drinking the alcohol just willingly. He wants to do it, but he's finding some excuse here there. Oh, I'm very hungry and there is no food here. Where is it? So I am eating the flesh of the swine. Suwar ka gosht kha rahe hai. That means he's a rebel actually. He's making excuses. But not really. If someone is dying, then this haram becomes halal. Wala adin, nor transgressor, the one who crosses his limits. This is the limit Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. He is not a person who is either a rebel or he transpasses his limits. Fala isma alayh, then there is no sin on him. Inna Allah ghafurur rahim. I heard from my wife about a lady whom I know. She was telling about a man. So a lady telling about a man. In our Urdu language, we call it bahut sharif admi, bahut nek admi. He is a thorough gentleman in English. He is a noble person. Does it make sense? So that lady was calling that man when she knows that he drinks alcohol. And yet he is calling him, he is a noble man, he is a gentleman. She is calling him because there is some relationship. Which paise ka chakkar hai, there is some money matters because he helps her. So she is calling a man, a Muslim who drinks, that he is a noble person, he is a gentleman. And it occurred to me that Quran must define a noble person. Who is that noble person? Who is that gentle person? Quran must define, remember this. Because we are not into it. So that's the reason we don't find the answer. So Quran must define. Look here now. Laisal bir. Neki ye nahi hai. Sharafat ye nahi hai. This is not nobility. This is not gentlemanship. What is it then? Laisal birra an tuwallu wujuhakum qabla al-mashriq wal-maghrib, that you face towards east or towards the west. Walakin al-birr, but the nobility and the righteousness is what? Man amana billah. Keep on counting now. The one who believes in Allah, wal yawmil akhir, on the day of resurrection, wal malaikata, on the angels, wal kitab, on the scripture, on the book, on this Quran as well, wal nabiyyin, on the prophets, wa atal mal ala hubbihi, and he gives the money despite his love. He likes that money. He likes that property or asset. Still he gives to someone else. Despite he loves it, but still he gives it for the sake of Allah. Wa'atal mal ala hubbi zawil qurba, to whom? To the blood relatives, wal yatama, to the orphans, wal masakin, and to the poor people who do not beg but the poor, wabna sabil, and the wayfarer, wasailin, and the people who ask, put their hands out to them as well, wafir riqab, and to get the neck off. That means to free the slave. But these days there is no slavery, mashallah, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. So then at least a person who is in a lot of debt, so you could try to give him to get rid of that debt. Wa aqama salat, to establish the prayer properly. Wa ata zakat, giving the zakat. Wal mufuna bi'ahdihim, and fulfilling the promises and covenants. As ahadu, when they have made it, when they have done the ahad, when they have done the promise or covenant, they fulfill it, they return it back. Was-sabirina fil basai was-zarrai, and those who endure with patience or show patience will basa, that means adversity, was-zarra, and calamity or disease. Wahin al-bas, at the time of fighting. Ulaika allazina sadaqu, these are the people who are truthful. All many qualities that I mentioned to you, these are the people who are truthful. Wa ulaika humul muttaqun, these are the people who are righteous and who are muttaqi. Not the people who have got the cap, who got a big beard, who have got all these rope. No, just a minute. These are exhibits. These are from outside it looks. But actual righteousness is in these qualities. The one who has got it. The one who has got a control over his tongue. That's the reason I always say, I want to see two quality. One who does not love money. He is Wali Allah. The one who does not love money, he is Wali Allah. The one who's got control over his tongue, he is Wali Allah. But we want to see Wali Allah somewhere else. A big sheikh of our time, not now, he died in 1979. A big sheikh. He was asked, have you seen Wali Allah? He said, yeah, I saw only 3-4 days ago. He told, the people, their expectation is he will have a particular dress, particular shape, this, that, and the other. He told, where did you see him? He told, he said, I saw him on the railway station, Lahore. He told, how did you see him? He told, I saw a quli. You know the quli, the porter? He was praying on the platform. It was prayer time. The other quli, they all got hooked to the train compartments with a handle. When the train has not stopped on the station, they get onto it to get the customer. But that man is praying. And the others, they got onto the train, now they're going to a stop, but it's still running on the platform, and still they got hold of the handle, they got in. So all the others, customers, they gave their luggage. And I was just watching him. He said about him. He said, I was watching him on the platform. So when he finished his prayer, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, and then after that he got up, and by that time all the other quli and all the porters, they have taken their luggage. So he then entered, and I gave my briefcase or suitcase, whatever, to him. So he took it, and he went outside the Lahore railway station. Now he used to go in car or tanga or horse cart or whatever. So now this man, he gave 1 rupees. In those days, 25 to 50 p is enough. So he gave 1 rupee. From his pocket, he took 50 p out and he gave it back to him. So he said, no, it's okay, keep him. keep it. And he said that no, this is my labor worth and the rest is yours back. He gave 50p back. And then that sheikh asked, if he is not wali, who else is wali? Because it's a prayer time, train comes or goes, his business, on risk he has got confidence about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tawakkul, that whatever he has got in his, he will have the risk. But even though others are just getting onto the train. He got the risk, all right. The second, look at which we call in our language, Shanibe-Niazi. He is not concerned about it. He is not concerned about anything. 50p, that's all it matters. 50p he is returning back. Subhanallah, the other will keep it. Sahib is telling me to keep it, so I keep it. But still he returns it back. No love of money. He is Wali Allah. Remember that. So we have to say someone that he is Sharif, he is Naik, he is gentleman, he is noble. We have a criteria in Quran. And we have to prove our worth as well. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu kutiba lakum al-qisas fil qatla al-hur bil-hur wal-abd bil-abd wal-unsa bil-unsa, and it carries on. Here I have to show that, O believers, prescribed unto you is the qisas. Qisas means retribution, equivalent, exchange, equivalent, taking. For example, if someone has killed, fil qatla, in the murder, there is a qisas, there is a attribution. The free man with the free man, the slave with the slave, the female with the female, and so on. It carries on. I haven't got time to go into detail, but it talks about that qisas is a must. And later on it says, walakum fil qisas hayat. In retribution is your life. It is that important, but I haven't got time to go into. Ya ulil albab. Lub means heart. In Arabic, lub means heart. Ulil albab, the people of understanding, the people of intellect, the people of reasoning faculty, who think, who ponder, who critically analyze. These are the people who understand. So ulil albab. But what do? We don't use our head. We use our head to earn the money and to earn the education, the modern education. But so far the religion is concerned, no head. Head, forget about it. Just simply be blind. Follow it. Whatever we have been told. And Quran all the time keeps on talking, Ya ulil albab, Ya ulil albab. Oh, the man of understanding. Understanding? What understanding you are talking about, man? It is a matter of religion, blind faith. The answer is no, it is not a blind faith. It's another religion. Our religion is always talks about understanding, appealing to reasoning faculty, appealing to the heart. Think, ponder, analyze. This is our religion. Just close that window, please. Now then Quran talks about faman khafa min musin janafan aw isman. So if someone is uncomfortable about a testator, you know who is testator? The one who does wasiyah. That, you know, I'm dying, so give this one to my son and that son and this daughter and this, that and the other. Now in Islam, remember this, wasiyah about inheritance is fixed. I quote you only two hadiths. One hadith, Rasulullah ﷺ said, a person, how unfortunate is that person? All his life he does good deeds, but at the time of death he does something that he becomes a person of hell. The Sahaba, they were uncomfortable. They said, what would he do anyway? He will not have much of a strength to do anything funny at the time of death. So the Sahaba asked, Ya Rasulullah, all his life he has done good deeds. At the time of death, what would he do that he will become a person of hell? Rasulullah said, he will trespass his limits in inheritance, in warasa. So for example, this old man, this son used to look after him very well, so all the warasa goes to him, and the other son, he didn't look after him really well, it gets less. Or the sister, forget about sister. Sister A belongs to another house, so among the brothers, we just simply distribute ourselves. He is a man of hell, not me. Man is Rasulullah ﷺ telling. At the time of death, he does this trespassing and he's gone and done with. So is that bad? So therefore, it gives the full detail about wasiyah, and in particular about inheritance will come later. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. We have discussed this enough. So about the Quran, the Ramadan, month of Ramadan, the Quran was revealed in the month of Ramadan, and it was in the month's second Hijrah. Yeah, you have to remember that. Second Hijrah. Ramadan, Quran is coming from before. When Rasulullah became Prophet, Quran is being revealed bit by bit. But Ramadan became Ramadan because of revelation of Quran right from the very beginning. Is going to be completed. But it was second Hijrah when Ramadan became compulsory. Remember that. Before that, 3 days in a month, Rasulullah used to tell the Sahaba. There is a difference of opinion whether it was obligatory or not obligatory. Most of the Mufassirin think it was not obligatory. It was only in the second Hijrah, second year of Hijrah, that the Ramadan became obligatory. And we have discussed all the detail. Now Quran says, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي أَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. If my servant ask about me, tell that I'm nearby, close. أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ. And I respond to the caller when he calls. فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي. So let him respond to me. وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي. And let him have a faith in me. لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. Perhaps they would be rightly guided. Now, this is about Quran. If we read the Quran and try to understand it, that is wrong with us. Look, we only think it talks about Salah. وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ بَيْنَكُمْ بِالْبَاطِلِ. Do not devour, do not eat the mal between yourself falsely. وَتُدْلُوا بِهَا إِلَى الْحُكَّامِ. And you go and inform the rulers or the people who hold the ranks, who are involved in deciding about whose piece of land is this, about judges, for example, or the district magistrate or rulers or those sort of things, in whose hand are some decision makers. Don't take this and give some money to them so that you could take their judgment according to yourself, according to your plan. Does it make sense? But isn't it that's what's happening in our place? In our country, that's what's happening. Everyone is after those rulers. They take the money and they give the money to them. Okay, so take 10% you and 90% I will have it. I will inherit this land, or I will take that piece of things, whatever, and then 10% to the ruler, to the ruling class or deciding class or judge, and 90% in my pocket. A'udhu billah min zalik. This person goes to mosque, he fasts and he prays as well. Subhanallah. Where would you go after that? So what sort of a prayer is this? What sort of a fast is this? So this is in Quran. So if we read Quran, we realize that as praying is important, similarly this is also haram. Doing this, that taking the money and give it to someone and having disproportionate. Wal fitnatu ashaddu min al qatl. Fitna, mischief making, trouble making is worse than killing. If we know in our countries, good, just see the people what they are doing. Then Quran says, وَأَنْفِقُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. Spend in the way of Allah. وَلَا تُلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التَّهْلُكَةِ. And do not throw your hands to your own destruction. Do not throw your hands to your own destruction. This is an idiom or phrase in Arabic. In other words, do not use your hands to your own destruction. In other words, do not cause your own destruction. It's very simple words. Do not cause your own destruction. وَأَحْسِنُوا. And be excellent. In Allah yuhibbul muhsinin. Certainly Allah loves those people who are muhsinin. I will try to make the things here a little bit clear, because many times these words and vocabulary we don't understand. You know, a believer what he's supposed to do? He is supposed to do everything. You young boy as well. Everything is supposed to do with excellence. If you are studying your class, do with excellence. If you pray, excellence. If you give zakah and sadaqah and khairat, with excellence. No aza, no man, no info reminding the person. You know, I gave you that money, you remember? When you were in trouble. This is ehsan jata raha aadmi. Kam waqt paisa bhi diya, ehsan jata raha. He has given the money, so now he is trying to remind the person, you know, you remember I gave you the money at that time. And that's the reason you started your business and you are in such a good shape, this, that and the other. So Quran says, and it is very common in our society, that we try to help someone and then after that we create trouble. We say, we all the time remind the person, yeah, of course, I helped, in one way or the other. We try to help. Quran says, are you trying to show off to the people? Go and expect reward from them. Quran, explicit. I do not have time to go into detail. Quran says, do you want to show off to the people that you are a person, a charitable person? Go and expect reward from them. I'm just translating them in my own word. Quran says, but that's what we do. So if we read Quran, that's what we will be able to. And in particular, a believer is supposed to do anything, not wishy-washy, he does a thing with excellence. This is also a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then after the Vatimul Hajj wal Umrah, sorry, don't know, did not stop, would it? Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, just 1 second, about Hajj and Umrah and its detail. I cannot go into detail, but you could know that in Quran about Hajj. But it tells 3 things, remember. فَرَزَ فِيهِنَّ الْحَجِّ. In Hajj, 3 commandments, apart from the many others. Number 1, فَلَا رَفَسَ, no relationship with a woman. Even it be your wife, no relationship. وَلَا فَسُوق, and no defiance or sin. Fisq means sinful defiance, disobedience to Allah command, no disobedience. Fil Hajj. Wala jadal, and no quarrel. I always say, God knows better what happens during the Hajj. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it seems, tests a person that you will start quarreling, you will dispute. Whenever I've done many times, I've been there as a doctor and of course as a pilgrim, but there is circumstances that it will make you fight and quarrel. So this is a big test. So whenever you go, whenever I went there and I said, I promise to myself, I will quarrel, but I will. And I did. Went there and I started, because of circumstances. The person who's supposed to give me the food 24 hours, he is not giving me food, I'm hungry. So now I'm fighting. Man, you told me you will get the food. But this is Hajj. Keep quiet. Food or no food. Just circumstances dictate that you will lose your head. So therefore, try to be very careful. 3 things, remember. No relationship with the woman. And no defiance, no sin, no disobedience. And number 3, no quarrel, no dispute, no loud voices and all that. There are people, when they do dua, they do dua only for this world. Allah, give me more risk, give me good health, make me a long life, this, that and the other. What about the hereafter? The Quran says, look very carefully. فَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَقُولُ رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا. And among the people there are some who say, oh my Lord, give us as much as in this world. وَمَا لَهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنْ خَلَاقٍ. They will have nothing of the sort, no share in the life thereafter. وَمِنْهُمْ, and among them there are also some people, مَنْ يَقُولُ رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught, if they ask for both, then they will have share there as well. Wallahu sari'ul hisab. Now Quran says, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu udkhulu fis-silmi kaffah. O believers, enter in the fold of Islam in total. In toto. In the past we used to call. This sort of English you will not hear much. In toto. In total. Enter in the fold of Islam in full, completely. What do? We accept some part of Islam and we reject some part of Islam. Our Islam is only for the masjid. When I come to the masjid, I put this cap and look after my trousers and whatever, and every sunnah of wudu and prayer. We look after, mashallah. May Allah mazid fazid, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us more. But when I go to my home, my wife does not find mercy from me. I've got nothing but loud voice and shouting match and dispute and so on, dictating things at home. My children do not test that mercy. My friends, my relatives, they do not see that soft spokenness, that gentleness, that nobility, that kindness, that mercy. No one checks. And in particular Ramadan, I am all angry. For anything and everything I'm angry. So that's what I mean. Quran says, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu udkhulu fis silmi kaffa. Your politics, your social system, your social norm, your economic system, everything has to be from